Om Yogis, welcome to this practice today with Theia, the Greek goddess of clear seeing. So find a comfortable seat. We start with Anuloma Viloma, bringing the first two fingers into the palm, using the thumb and the third finger, to cover the nostrils. And we're going to inhale. We'll just do a practice round through the left nostril. Switch sides, exhale through the right nostril. Inhale, right nostril. Switch sides, exhale, left. Inhale, left. Switching sides, exhaling and inhaling, and that's the pattern. Switching sides, exhaling and inhaling. Switching sides, exhaling and inhaling. And stay with this pattern now to the depth and the rhythm of your own breath. We'll start with a balancing breath in honor of Theia. It is said that Theia sees the properties in everything that is endowed with gold and silver, having a brilliance of balance and intrinsic value, which basically means she sees in perfect balance. Theia is a Titan goddess of the light, particularly the shimmering upper atmospheres. So she lifts us out of density, giving us balance and a heightened perspective. So continuing to breathe for about 30 more seconds in Anuloma Viloma. Inhaling, switching sides, exhaling and inhaling. Then when you're ready, come out of that and bring your fingers to your heart center and just start to tap here. Tapping on the sternum. We'll gently stimulate the thymus gland to support the immune system. Bringing ourselves into our heart center, into the shimmering upper atmosphere of the heart center with Theia, the Titan goddess of light. As we tap here, start to drop your awareness into your heart, closing your eyes, seeing through your heart center. Through dropping deep into the feminine heart, we can birth the enlightened masculine, or the clarity of a heightened perception. The goddess Theia is said to be a daughter of heaven and a mother of the sun, the moon and the dawn. So she brings the illumination of the sun and the stars beyond the sun. She lights things up. Beautiful. Let's come into butterfly from here. Bringing soles of your feet together, knees go wide. And we're just going to stretch the neck here by dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. And then right ear to right shoulder. Trying to drop through the opposite shoulder to whichever way your head is going. Just go side to side for a moment on your own in your own time. And you can turn this movement, if it feels appropriate for you today, into some circles. So circling the head, stretching the neck in all directions. Remembering to go both ways with whatever you're doing, so keep the balance with whatever you're doing. Or you can come into head turns as well, turning just to look over one shoulder and then the other shoulder, if that is appropriate for you. So we're just rolling out, stretching out, turning the neck in whatever way works, remembering to go both ways. The ancient Greeks believed that the eyes emitted a beam of invisible light, like a lamp, like an invisible beam of light, like a lamp would. And this light allowed one to see whatever it touched. So that's how the ancient Greeks thought that we saw, through having invisible beams of light coming through our eyes. And Theia, the Titan goddess of the light, the mother of sight, has an illuminated gift of clear seeing or clairvoyance. And how she does this is she does not just see through her eyes, but instead through her entire being, reminding us to do the same. This reminds us to get out of the head and to see the big picture through the entirety of ourselves. Let's come out of those neck stretches now and just gently start to roll the shoulders. Seeing through the entire being. And then change the direction of those rolls. Gorgeous. And come into straddle pose when you're ready. Separate your legs. But we're going to support your straddle by making a little tower with your blocks, resting a bolster to that tower, and maybe using pillows or blankets to bring that up to an appropriate height for you to rest into. If your hamstrings are tight or this isn't comfortable for your legs, you could always bend your knees and put the soles of your feet flat to the floor, so it's more of a very wide malasana or yogic squat, if that feels better for your body. And we're just going to take a moment here to see the biggest picture through the entirety of the self, which is what we do in every yoga practice, where we really look inside the body and see what the body is what is the body showing us today, what is the body telling us, or what is the body seeing. So let yourself go inward now with the goddess of seeing, the Greek goddess Theia. Go inside and see what is in there for you today. As you relax, you become more aware of Theia. And somehow you hear her say, as you grow, your light attracts others, not always in a positive sense. Your light can draw out fear in others, leading them to react to you in confusing ways. But don't get into a head trip over other people's reactions to you. Be with this inside of your heart. Feel the confusion, the pain, the misunderstanding, and ask for support. I will help you see the impact of your light as you continue to grow anyway. Continue to grow anyway. As inhale here, lovelies, and exhale, slowly bring yourself out of that straddle. Move your props to one side, and let's meet in downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, let's walk the hands to the feet, bend the knees, rolling up slowly through the spine, head and shoulders. Last, heavy into the end, tailbone heavy, rolling up, coming to stand. Beautiful. Now in your standing position, turn to face the wall. Bend your knees deeply and come into a forward fold in such a way that you can lean your upper back into the wall. Check that your feet are in line with your hips. Lean into the wall with your knees nice and bent. Maybe straighten the legs from here if that feels appropriate for your body, or just enjoy the support of the wall. So whilst life feels topsy-turvy and things feel upside down and there's confusion, lean into the wall. Lean into Theia. And stay in the heart. Lean into Theia, the goddess of clear seeing. Maybe closing the eyes, feeling Theia helping you see through your entire being. As she comes close, you might hear her say, staying in the heart means to be open to others, yes. But most importantly, staying in the heart means to know yourself and develop love and understanding for yourself. When everything feels like it is turned upside down and there is confusion within you, lean into me. Let my clear vision give you clarity. Okay, lovelies. Somehow we have to get out of this pose now, so bend your knees very deeply and start to gently just take your weight away from the wall and back into your feet more. And maybe you'll need to take a few little steps backwards before you can gently bend the knees even deeper and roll up through the spine one more time. Maybe turn yourself side on to the wall to do this, so you can balance against it. And then once you find yourself vertical, standing on your feet, let's come into tree pose, leaning into the wall in whatever way feels good for your body. using this support sometimes shows us where we are off center. Let's inhale here, and as you exhale, gently come on out of that, taking tree on the other side. Regain your balance as Theia reminds us the question we want answered is not relevant when it is about other people. This is the mind, and this leads to madness. Questioning other people leads to madness. For this time, let's get into the heart, not for them, but to get back to you, for yourself, so you can be clear and strong and not so swayed by others. I'm working with Theia today. When I wrote this and I read this back to myself, I was like, oh my God, I love this. Because a part of me has always believed the sole purpose of being in the heart was to have compassion for others. But this can completely negate the self, so is clearly not balanced and is clearly not compassionate. Theia balances us by telling us to get into the heart for your own sake. For your own sake. Beautiful. Let's come out of that. Take your feet hip width apart, and we're going to squat down. Come into chair pose here, but lean into the wall and just hold that there, going as deep as feels comfortable for your body today. Find an edge where you are working, but you're not dying. Find what is best for you. Get back to you, for yourself, so you can be clear and strong and not so swayed by others. The light of Theia in this pose and this pose definitely prevents the interference of others. It's hard to think about anything but our thighs. So the interference from other people, at least for these few seconds, is dampened down by our practice and by this time with Theia, the goddess of clear sight. Nice inhale here. And gently come on out of that. Dropping your head to your chin here. Drop your shoulders forward and start to roll down through the back. Bending the knees, coming into a forward fold, and then walking your hands forward, back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, let's come into a kneeling position, tucking your toes underneath you, kneeling to your heels. So we're stretching the feet here. Make sure that all of your toes are participating by reaching down and making sure they're all flat to the floor as best you can, especially the little ones. So Theia, the goddess of clear seeing, would like us to see this today, that as we grow in our light, this can attract others, but not always in a positive sense. So it's not always comfortable, just like this pose isn't always comfortable. Your light can actually draw out fear and negativity in other people, leading them to react to you in confusing ways. And this can be very painful, but it is always easier when we can truly see what is actually happening. You know, how other people react to us quite often has nothing to do with us per se as personalities or people, and everything to do with the amount of light that we're holding. Because light draws out negativity and fear. And that can be painful. Almost as painful as this pose. Let's come out of that, lovelies, and come into a regular kneeling position. And we can sit onto a block for this, or onto 2 blocks if you've got 2 blocks. So your legs are nice and comfortable. As we work with the arms, we're going to come into cow-faced arms, Gomukhasana arms, or as my friend would say, gossamer arms. Let's come into cow-faced arms with the right elbow up, left elbow down, and we'll use a strap if the fingers don't reach. So we can start with a strap, and if your fingers do reach, you can let the strap go. And we're just going to hold here for a couple of minutes. So find your pose, close your eyes, and go in. See yourself with the help of Theia, Greek goddess of seeing, golden titan of light. Breathe deep. And ask yourself the question, could it be that my light is impacting other people around me? Could it be that simple? And maybe it is that simple, and maybe this makes you want to smile, which would be great if you do, because we're going to spend the last 30 seconds in this pose with the biggest, goofiest, silliest smile you can muster. So really stretch your face, smiling here, closing your eyes, or opening your eyes if you like, if you want to be especially creepy. Stretch the face, 30 seconds here. And so inhale here and exhale, let everything go. And we'll come into eagle arms next with the right arm underneath the left, holding here. Okay, and for the last 30 seconds in this pose, we're going to open the mouth and open the eyes as wide as we can. So 3 huge circles on your face. Hold and breathe as best you can. It's like that surprise face. Oh my God, could it just be my light that is causing all this reactivity? Maybe, maybe not. You'll know. But whichever way, you can release your face now. Release your arms. And let's interlace the hands, push the palms away from you and up towards the ceiling. So we're stretching the arms up. And we'll just hold this for a minute. So today, lovelies, we are getting into the heart with the goddess Theia for clear seeing. We're getting into the heart not for the sake of anyone else, not for the sake of others, not to understand or make peace with anyone else or other people, but to get back to ourselves. We get into the heart to get back to ourselves, for oneself, for our own sake, and for the sake of clarity and strength, so we are not so swayed by others. Really stretch into that now. Hold and breathe. Inhale here. And exhale, release the arms. Gorgeous. Now we're just going to massage the face for a minute or so. So in whatever way you like, just bring your fingers to your face and massage the face. So Theia comes to tell us about this paradox whereby light can draw out darkness. So it's a paradox because light emanates from one divine source which supports all things, that runs through the background of all things. But here in the physical world, the frequency of energy is filtering light through density. And as the light filters through density, it creates polarity and interference. So in this physical plane, there is light and there is dark, there is love and there is fear, there is good and there is evil. And there is one divine intelligence, but when that's filtered into our earth plane, this one divine intelligence creates many expressions. So we're massaging out all of those expressions in the face now, and then when you're ready, come out of that, come off of your blocks, sit down in Sukhasana, cross-leg pose. Okay, so in Sukhasana, we're going to move the arms now, and I'm just going to talk you through it, so we'll do it together. We're going to inhale through the nose, bringing the arms wide. Exhale through the mouth, bringing the hands to the opposite shoulders, so they cross at the heart. Inhale through the nose, bring the arms wide again. And exhale through the mouth, throw it away or let it go over your head. Bringing the arms up and over, as if you're throwing something behind you. So let's do that again. Inhale through the nose, arms wide. Exhale through the mouth, arms cross. Inhale, nose wide. Exhale through the mouth, throw it away. Or let it go over your head. Okay. So let's start this together. And we can gradually increase the speed as we get used to the movement. So inhale, arms wide. Exhale, cross. Inhale, wide. Exhale, over. Inhale, wide. Exhale, cross. Inhale, wide. Exhale, over. Keep going on your own. So we're inhaling as the arms go wide, and exhaling, they're either crossing at the heart or going up and over the head. And you can go as slowly or as quickly as you like. And we're going to just kind of get into this movement for the next 5 minutes. So let yourself get very absorbed by this movement, and I'm going to leave you to it. See what you can see. What is it that you need to throw away? What is it that you need to let go over your head? And what is in your heart? Do one more round of this, then come to stillness. Interlacing your hands, bringing them up towards the ceiling, stretching here. The goddess Theia wants us to understand that sometimes people claim their power through fear, and this fear does not want love to succeed. If you are feeling this sort of interference, Theia suggests you drop into your heart, connect to the light, and see yourself. Balance yourself within the middle ground or the center chakra of the heart. Release the hands when you're ready, lovely. Change the cross of your legs. Bring your hands to your elbows. Your hands to your shoulders, elbows out. And we're going to inhale left and exhale right through the nostrils. And this might turn into a pumping action here. Centering yourself inside of your heart. Bringing yourself out of interference so that you can see more clearly. When you're ready, come to stillness. Bring your hands into steeple mudra above your head, like a perfect antenna, so that you can go with Theia, the Titan goddess of the light, into the shimmering upper atmospheres. She's lifting you out of density to give you a heightened perspective. So stretch your antenna, lovely. Beautiful. When you're ready, release your hands, and we're going to meet in forearm plank. Holding forearm plank for about 1 minute. So Theia has compassion for the interference, but she will not indulge it. She helps us see through the negativity so we can feel strong in our light. She helps us to avoid our own fearful impulses and stay strong in divine trust. Almost there, 15 seconds. Exhale, release. coming back to kneeling on a block now, lovelies. Sitting on a block, kneeling, sorry. We're going to cow face the arms again, but this time the other way, so the left elbow is up and the right elbow is down. Theia has compassion for the interference, but she will not indulge it. She helps us see through the negativity so we can feel strong in our light. She helps us avoid our own fearful impulses and stay strong in divine trust. The last 30 seconds, we're going to keep the head centered, but move the entire face to the right, including the eyes, so you're looking right, and you'll feel a bit like Popeye here. It's having a strong stretch through the face. Looking at all the interference to the right of you. Do not indulge it. See through the negativity and be strong in your light. Now release your face, release the arms. And we're going to come into eagle arms now with the left arm under the right. Hold and breathe. Now for the last 30 seconds of this pose, let's take that Popeye face stretch to the other side, so I believe it's to the left. See all the interference to the left of you, but do not indulge it. See through the negativity and be strong in your light. Be strong in your light. when you're ready, release your face, release your hands, interlace your hands and push them up towards the ceiling, palms up. Hold for about a minute here. Engage your antenna so you get a clear reception from those upper shimmering atmospheres where Theia dwells, the Greek goddess of light and clarity and clear seeing. And for the last 30 seconds of this pose, let's stick out the tongue so it comes down towards the chin and look up. Hold and breathe. Release your face, release your hands now, and let's massage your scalp for about a minute or so. And really dig your fingers and your thumbs into your head. Give yourself a nice massage here. So the goddess Theia has compassion for the interference, but she will not indulge it. She asks us to clearly see where interference might be blocking us in our lives and to see it for what it is, not to be swayed by it, to stay in the central balance point of the heart, to recognize the power of your light and the reactions that other people might have to that, but to stay out of it. Stay out of interference. Stay in your light. So you're washing that interference out of your head now. Let it go. Over your head. Gorgeous. And release that when you're ready. Preparing for our next pose, which is going to be Sphinx. Now, if you're next to a wall, which I think we all will be today, you have the option to take your shins up the wall, so it's more of a bow pose. Maybe come into Sphinx first, see how you feel. If you feel open enough, legs can come up the wall too. If this is too much, just a regular Sphinx is great. So do it your way, lovely. Do it your way for your own sake. So lovely is through a heart-based consciousness we see in an unfiltered way, in a divine way, like the goddess Theia. And that perception lifts and protects us from the interference of others. When we think through a higher consciousness, so we feel, then we think through the higher consciousness, a vibration moves through the body for healing. So in this pose now, you can ask for support, particularly support with interference, and you will receive. You can ask for clarity and you will receive. And just let yourself rise now with the goddess Theia. Beautiful. Let's inhale here, lovelies. And exhale, slowly bring yourself out of that. And in whatever way works, we're going to meet in child's pose. So take your time, come back to child's pose. Move slowly, do it your way, for your sake. Okay, lovelies, we're going to do some chanting now, so you can stay in child's pose to do this. You can bring yourself onto your forearms. So you're in a child sphinx hybrid, or you could come to a comfortable seat. Either of those is fine. The chant today is Sata Nama. This chant has lots of benefits. It's said to improve mental balance, help us manage stressful situations, clears the subconscious and improves our memory, so brings clarity. So it's Sata Nama. 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 Sata Beautiful. Let's bring ourselves now into happy baby. One of the things that really came through for me today, writing this practice, is ask and receive. You know, when you're in that higher state of perception, you're in those sparkling, glimmering, higher levels of the atmosphere where Theia takes us. When we ask, we will receive. And as I pondered this, I could feel myself asking to clear a distortion that has made my life about everybody else and not about me. That distortion has prevented me from knowing and loving myself fully. So today I asked Theia to help me see a way through this. How do I clear it? So lovely is when we think through a higher consciousness, a vibration moves through the body for healing. Ask and you will receive. Goddess Theia has come to us today to really encourage us to drop into the heart. See with our entire being and lift our perceptions. Out of so many different expressions and into one divine intelligence. Super beautiful. When you're ready, lovely, hug your knees into your chest and gently circle your ankles, circle your feet one way and then circle them the other way. Gorgeous. Then drop your knees to the left. The goddess Theia, the goddess of light, clear seeing, the sun, the moon, the dawn, the stars, tells us there is one divine intelligence, but when filtered into our earth plane, it is seen as many different expressions. When we stay in the heart, we start to see through our entire being, through a state of oneness in an unfiltered way. This is connected to divinity, and it keeps us connected to ourselves beyond the drama of so many expressions. Very beautiful. The heart unifies, bringing the lower and the higher energy centers of the self together. And so it balances our sight. And this is why Theia keeps bringing us back here, back to the heart. When you're ready, lovelies, inhale, bring your knees back to center. Or exhale, bring your knees back to center, and then drop to the right side, twisting the other way. Theia teaches us that sometimes people claim their power through fear, and this fear does not always want love to succeed. When this fear sees love or sees your light, it will start to push against it. This is a sort of interference. And if you're feeling this sort of interference in your life, Theia suggests that you drop into your heart, connect to your light, balance yourself within the middle ground or the center chakra of the heart. Beautiful Theia has compassion for the interference. She knows that it just comes from fear, but she will not indulge it. And I love this about her. I love this clarity. She has compassion, but she does not indulge. Does not indulge in the interference like so many of us do, including myself all the time. Theia helps us to see through negativity so we can stay strong in our light. She helps us avoid our own fearful impulses. When people react to us in confusing ways, she helps us to hold our light and stay in divine trust. There's a quote about Theia from an ancient Greek text that I found, and the quote is, "O Queen, rise to the height of wondrous deeds amidst the swirling wheels of struggle." And this is exactly what she does. She lifts us into higher and higher levels of perception. She is a Titan goddess of light, particularly a goddess of the shimmering upper atmospheres. She lifts us out of density and gives us a heightened perspective. Theia, the daughter of heaven and the mother of the sun, the moon and the dawn, brings the illumination of the light. It's so beautiful. Inhale here, lovelies. And exhale, gently come on out. Bring yourself into Shavasana, our final pose. Make sure you'll be warm enough and comfortable enough for about 10 minutes here. In Shavasana, let yourself see through your entire being. There is no interference. You are held in the light. Theia, the daughter of heaven and the mother of the sun, the moon and the dawn, brings illumination. She sees you walking in a world so full of interference, and she brings you a clearing now, bathing you in the light of the one source. Let your mind and body relax. 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 Okay, lovelies, when you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. And slowly move your fingers and your toes. Taking whatever stretch your body needs. Maybe hugging your knees into your chest, rolling a little side to side. Rolling to one side. Bringing anything back that was relevant for you today as you come to a comfortable seat. There is no interference. You are held in the light. Your entire being lit up and seeing now. With so much love and gratitude to Theia, daughter of heaven, mother of the sun, moon and dawn, for lighting things up. And with so much love to you, I see your light and it is the same as mine. And we are one. There is no interference. Namaste.